Well, my name is James Price from Arthur Price Cutlery in Holloway. This is my father, Simon Price.
What do Arthur Price make?
Arthur Price make cutlery, predominantly, but also we make giftware and we make product for the hospitality industry.
When was it founded and where?
It was founded back on October the 3rd, 1902 by my great-grandfather who was 37 years old. And it was started in a little place called Aston, which is now part of Birmingham, on a road called Gem Street. He worked for many other companies during his lifetime, and I suppose he wanted to better himself. And so he started making tools in his garden, in his shed in the garden. He used to work in the warehouse, various other companies, and so he knew, therefore, who the customers were. By packing, he felt it was ready to go. He started on his own. It's a nice story, really.
How has the brand changed since it was founded?
Traditionally, we were supplying only the very highest level of cutlery, whether it be silver or stainless steel. Where we are today, we like to target all different demographics and all different levels, basically, all the way down to mid to entry level, again all the way up to the top, to the premium silver and stainless steel, opposed to what we used to be when it was just the very top level.
So when the company was first founded, how many employees did the company have then, and how many do you have today?
One. Today we've got just over 7. My great-grandfather started, stainless steel wasn't invented. So he used to make £1 mould which we still make today. It was sold through wholesalers because there weren't really brands in those days. It was only up until the 60s that the Arthur Price brand became far better known.
How did the business survive the wars?
So the First World War I don't know. The Second World War I can tell you how we did survive that, because at that time there were 2 ministries, one for labour, one for production. And the Ministry of Labour really wanted it in a nice sort of way, shut down factories which weren't really much used in the war effort, and get the men out, serving for the country. And then there was a Ministry of Production that wanted to see if businesses could make something different. And the story goes that those 2 people were in their factory at the same time. My grandfather persuaded the Ministry of Production that if we could make between the 4, we could make artillery shells or casings. And that's what we did. So he flicked from making cutlery, which bizarrely wasn't the most popular gift during the war, to making artillery shells. So I sort of small artillery shells, and that's what we did. That's how it survived.
So how many generations of Price have worked within the business, and what generation are you?
So there's 5, I'm the 5th, and Dad's the 4th.
Have you supplied products for any famous families or historical events?
We have. I mean, we've done a lot of different things. Sir David Beckham's wedding, the cutlery for the O2, Millennium Dome before it became the O2, we did all cutlery for that. Titanic's probably the most famous, of course. 5 generations of the British royal family.
Pretty up there.
Yeah, it's famous to get.
How long have you been working with Boundary Outlet?
26 years exactly, come December.
Where are all the products made?
So we've got 2 factories in the UK, here where we are today. We've got another factory in Birmingham that makes Hollowware, wine buckets, teapots, etc. Some of the more affordable sets we bring in from abroad.
And so most people know Arthur Price as a cutlery manufacturer. Are there any other products that you make?
We do children's gifts as well, christening gifts, things along those lines. Knife blocks, not just knives and forks. And again, as Dan says, stainless steel hollowware, silver plate hollowware. So we do a lot of different items that a lot of people don't actually know us for.
What is obviously your most popular? Is it still the cutlery sets?
I would cutlery is clearly number 1, but I think that the growth we've had in the hospitality sector is probably less known.
Within the last probably decade now, we've expanded massively into the catering sector. So that is, more than anything, your 4 or 5-star hotels. So we're around about 80% of the 5-star hotels now in London, and we're growing worldwide now. We've just got back from the Middle East, where we've been working on a few big catering projects, but that can include hotels, airlines, cruise ships, anything along those really.
What parts of the manufacturing are still done by hand?
But many of them, polishing, etching of the blade, filing, silver plating. So most items are still done by hand. Product is not mass production, so you're doing small batch production, so clearly that lends itself to hand finishing rather than machines.
How is Arthur Price approaching sustainability within manufacturing?
It's a good question, that one. 2 years ago we took the decision to be plastic free by 2030, and we're about 95% of the way there. So I think we've reduced some ridiculous amount, 1.6 tonnes of plastic in the last year. So we've done that bit, we've done the packaging bit, so it's got to be recycled and recyclable. And the next bit is to drill down is the sustainability of the raw material itself, which has just started. So it's something which is very high on our agenda, but it just takes a bit of time, so we'll get there.
And how many different designs of cutlery do you have?
I would say we have 50 plus, would you?
Yeah.
50 plus designs
Yeah.
in circulation, so to speak, or being able to supply.
Yeah. And which is the most popular?
So that's a difficult question, that is.
It's very hard to say. I think the new Avalon range, which we brought in last May, is going very, very nicely. But that's very, very popular. It's a hammer finish. And then come October this year, we've just come up with working with William Morris, coming up with a brand new pattern and packaging that's was shown last week at a trade show. It's difficult to reinvent the wheel. It's just going with the style of today, really.
How are they designed? How are they named? And how do you assign the names?
Well, the obvious answer first, we work with designers, but with Clive Christian, with Lawrence Doyle and Bowen, Sophie Conrad, William Morris. So that's relatively straightforward. Designs, some of our designs are called parish patterns. Now, parish patterns like Kingsby, Barring, Grecian, Motel. We're in Sheffield now. You could only make those patterns if you had a factory in Sheffield. So it had to be in the parish of Hallamshire. This kind of renaissance of Art Deco, going back in time. The most recent range we brought out was a pattern called range called Signature. And those, bizarrely, James and I kind of designed them. We put our great-grandfather's brand on it, and my late father actually named them. So it was like a combination of 4 generations coming up with the same thing. So it was quite cute, that really.
Thus we called it Signature.
Yeah.
He's got his signature on the edge, which you've seen downstairs.
Yeah.
So it's still keeping, even though they're contemporary and modern, it's still keeping our heritage and our values.
We had to go back to the 1902 minute book to get his signature. That was the only one that existed.
What separates Arthur Price from other brands?
Being able to guarantee the product. One of my pet hates, doesn't matter about cutlery, is people who guarantee their product for longer than they've been in existence. I don't know how people can do that. The company, turns up 5 years and puts a 50-year guarantee on it. Well, that doesn't stack up to me. We do guarantee our products for 50 years. I remember once doing a talk in Lichfield many years ago, and right at the end of the talk, somebody asked that very question: how long do you guarantee your products for? So I said 50 years. And he said, well, I've had mine 56 years, and there's something wrong with the fork. I thought, really? 56 years? What are you going to do about it? And I said, we'll replace it for you. We went back in the shop which we had down there, and we replaced it. But we can do, and that's the key. To have a situation where you buy something in good faith, and spend a fair amount of money on it, and then suddenly find out that the company can't guarantee the product because they don't have it anymore, or it's a job lot. We've held thousands of pieces of various patterns. Should people lose a piece or damage a piece 40, 50 years ago?
Absolutely.
It's really important to us.
Quality is one of our biggest. But again, as you're saying there, the service level, and being able to give people the best service at all times.
Yeah, we noticed the request before you invest.
A lot of the hotels, Joe Blogs, anybody who's personally purchasing as well, they can request a sample of the piece of cutlery, so they can then work out and decide whether or not they want to invest in that pattern or that piece. Because we always believe that it's like driving a car. People need to feel what they're going to eat with 24/7, and that can be, again, a personal purchase, or that can be a hotel putting it into circulation of the property.
Yeah, we said so. I remember now. So
Why got it wrong?
They haven't got it wrong. They haven't got it. So we do for a small amount of money. You can buy 5 teaspoons, select 5 different teaspoons, and we'll send them to you. They're always useful anyway because they wouldn't get lost. So they're fine. And then if you buy one of the patterns, you can invest in a bigger set.
Okay, so what are your brand morals?
I think again it's exactly the same. It's quality, service, and doing business in a nice way. I've been around in this business 43 years, a long time, so I've seen a lot. But just dealing with customers and making them happy, and making damn sure that whatever they want, they get. Really.
What do people not know about you as a company that you wish they did?
I think really it's our range. It's the diverse range we now have as a business. A lot of people know us for which is great, but the very high-end silver plate or the stainless steel products and ranges. However, we do so many different design products, different price led, and I think to just get out there a little bit more and just say, look, we can hit any demographic opposed to just being that top tier brand. Not that that's a problem. It's
No, I think, and the reason for that is that we marketed the company as Arthur Price of England right up until the 80s. So it was Arthur Price of England, it was Sheffield Made Silver Plate and stainless steel, and frankly, up until about the late 70s, that's all we really did, which is fine. So the marketing was in line with the product. But since then, we've diversified hugely into different price points of product, different styles of product, different way the knives are made, and to a certain we're still known, which is good, for the high-end quality products. But of course, with that comes expensive, and that's not the case anymore. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's Sheffield, of course, but we have so many different tiers of product below that, which are much more, should we say, more affordable.
What's the biggest achievement so far for Arthur Price?
There's a few of those. I suppose really the biggest achievement was getting the late Queen's Royal Warrant in 1977, and then the Prince of Wales, now the King Charles III's Royal Warrant in 1988. They were wonderful things to achieve, because that you don't get much more of an accolade than that. I suppose more recently, the way we dealt with the COVID situation, because that was a frightening time for everybody. And to get through that and be stronger than we were before we went in there, I think it's an achievement and a half. Because that was a tough time for everybody.
What's next for Arthur Price?
To be honest, we were discussing this earlier, and I think just to continue what we're doing, and just continuing to do what we do well, keep that service level up, keep the quality level up, and diversify if we need to at any time.
I suppose product-wise, the new range coming out in October, which is the Blackthorn by William Morris. That's the next product range. But James is right. I mean, we've recently just come up. It's taken about 8-9 years to get it right, because these things do take a long time. We've never done stainless steel hollowware. By hollowware, I mean teapot sounders. And that's a big part of our range now. So that's new last year. And we're a flexible company. We're a family company. We haven't got 25 board directors making a decision every 3 years. Something coming our way which we think we can do and we do well, we'll do it. As long as it stays within the remit of what Arthur Price stands for. We're not going to go down the Parmesan scrapers and things like that. We're going to stick to our core values, I think.
Is there anything that you want to? Is there anything that you want to say?
No, I think you see what you get. Really, we're a family company. It's to me, I think you've been in the factory today. You've seen the guys down there. They enjoy what they do. They're very proud of what they do, and that comes across right throughout the business, whether it be in Boundary Mill or whether it be in the office or whether it be in the factory. And that's very, very, very important to us. We spend a lot of time at work. You've got to enjoy it. That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Thank you very much.